Hi, Taylor T. Carlson, and we finally arrived at the end of my series of Marvel Cinematic Universe Steelbook unboxings for the 4K discs. So we've only got a handful of movies left, but most of these do rank as some of the best in the series, so let's finish off this countdown. First of all, one of my absolute favorites. This is Avengers Infinity War. Of course, you gotta have Thanos with the gauntlet on the cover. When I first got my press access to go to movie screenings, Avengers Infinity War was the first screening that I went to, and I actually took a vacation day from my day job because it was a midday screening to go and see that. It remains one of my favorite films in the MCU to this day. Great shots of the heroes right there on the inner gatefold. Here's our 4K disc. And of course, our standard Blu-ray. Next up, and this is kind of the odd duck out of the bunch, this is Ant-Man and the Wasp, the lenticular cover. This is the only MCU movie I own in 4K that's not a steelbook, and that's simply because I couldn't get the steelbook. All the stores were sold out, and when I found them online, people were asking outlandishly high amounts of money that I simply refused to pay. This is probably my least favorite movie in the MCU, so I refuse to pay those high prices for the steelbook. Again, Paul Rudd is great as the title character, and of course, Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. Great supporting cast, and this one even eventually introduces Michelle Pfeiffer, who does a very good job. And I definitely wanted a little more from this movie. I don't hate it, but again, just not my personal favorite. And next up, one of the few films in the newer movies that introduced a new hero, that's Captain Marvel. And a lot of people got complaining about this movie. Honestly, I thought it was great. Again, not my personal favorite, but it's got some great action sequences, and I absolutely adore the 1990s setting that they introduced here. There's our Blu-ray disc. There's our 4K. Of course, we got to see young Nick Fury in this movie and young Agent Coulson as well, which are some of my personal highlights of the movie. And I really am interested to see, if they make a standalone Captain Marvel sequel and what that will be all about. And then moving on from, Infinity War and Captain Marvel, of course, we come to Avengers End Game, the great big culmination of everything that happened in the universe thus far. This movie had a lot to live up to, and I'm very happy to say that it did not disappoint. It was maybe a little too fan-servicey in places and a little too long with a runtime of damn near 3 hours, but guess what? Since it's a good movie, I don't really mind. Here's our 4K disc, Blu-ray disc, and this has a third disc, which is the bonus material. Recent MCU movie, Spider-Man Far From Home. Brings back a lot of the great supporting cast of Spider-Man Homecoming, but moves things to some interesting new venues, introduces Jake Gyllenhaal as a very interesting character, and even brings back the very minor character from the original Iron Man movie played by Peter Billingsley of A Christmas Story fame, which I don't think anyone was expecting. Of course, a lot of the promotional art features him in the black Night Monkey outfit, even though he barely wears it in the film at all. And actually, I think he's wearing the... yeah. And then we got, of course, web designs in here. And this, of course, is where the MCU has left off thus far, unless you count the WandaVision TV show, which I've been watching on Disney+, which is starting to get pretty interesting. Are you a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? If so, what's your favorite movie? Did you pick up any of these 4K releases or steelbooks? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for additional content and give this video a like if you found it helpful or interesting. I'm Taylor T. Carlson, and I'll see you in my next video.